Welcome to the Cross Border Interviews, the show where we dive into the insights of municipal political leaders from across Canada. Now, our mission on the show is quite simple. Shine a light on the dedicated individuals who day in and day out work around the council table to shape the communities that we call home. And for today's episode, we are recording it live at the Saskatchewan Urban Municipalities Association Convention in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, with Town of Qu'Appelle Councillor Colleen Stephen. Across Canada, our cities, towns, villages, and rural communities are alive with stories waiting to be told. Stories of innovation and economic development, resilience in the face of the housing challenges, and the financial hurdles municipalities overcome every day. At the Cross Border Network, we bring these stories to life. From coast to coast to coast, we're connecting Canadians to the issues shaping our communities and showcasing the people working tirelessly to make them thrive. With your support, we can expand our reach, amplify more voices, and shine a light on the challenges and triumphs of municipal life. For as little as $3.99 a month, you can help us grow and continue sharing the stories that matter most. Join us today and be part of this important mission. Together, we can tell more stories, build stronger communities, and make a real difference. Support the Cross Border Network now. Visit www.crossborderinterviews.ca today.
Colleen, thank you so much for sitting down with me and talking about yourself and talking about the beautiful community of the town of Qu'Appelle. I want to start to get to know a little bit you, though, first. I've got to ask a simple question. Where did your sense of duty to serve your community come from?
I think that it was because of coming from a small town. And you grow up with your parents helping out at the local rink, you help out with the bake sales, you help out with the washing dishes at the fowl suppers, those kind of things.
Was Mom and Dad political?
No.
So are you the black sheep of the family?
Yes.
Really? How did the black sheep of the family decide that she's going to run for municipal politics one day then?
I don't know. It was very strange. I think that I just saw people that weren't really engaged. And
what do you mean by engaged?
They were doing their job, but not really doing their job. They weren't out in the public. Okay. They were going to a council meeting, and that was all you saw of them. You didn't see them out in the public. You didn't see them contributing. It was just going to a meeting and making a few decisions. And maybe I felt that
you could make that impact.
Yes.
So what was the catalyst to decide that you were going to officially put your name on the ballot? It couldn't have just been other people are doing it wrong and I think I can do it better, or was it just that?
No, it wasn't. There was, I felt like we needed to do more planning for upcoming. We knew that there were things that were upcoming. We had already lost our old town hall, and it was a beautiful building, but because no money was put in each year, then the large amount was $1 million. And how does a community 635 come up with $1 million to fix their town hall? It's not possible. So the planning that goes into all of the things that need to get done during the weeks and months and years doesn't happen overnight. You have to plan for them.
So what year did you decide to put your name on the ballot, if you don't mind me asking?
It was 9 years ago.
So 9 years ago. So you've been on for almost 2 terms then?
2 terms.
Two terms, and now you're in your
plus
third.
This, yes.
Okay. So I'm going to ask a very poignant question, and I ask this to everyone, so don't think it's not just for you, okay? Anyone else who comes on from Qu'Appelle is going to get the same question. I can imagine you've come to the realization that not 100% of the people are ever going to agree with you on decisions you make. Would that be true?
Correct.
Okay. How do you make those tough choices then? Knowing that 100% of the people are never going to be in favor of what you do or what you say or how the town is moving, how do you make those tough choices? Because you're the councillor who has to put up their hand and make that decision.
That's right. There are conversations that go on in the background. There are people who stop you at the grocery store. There are people that stop you.
So people are engaged in Qu'Appelle?
Yes. Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes. And they will message you on Facebook if they don't feel comfortable to talk to you in public. Phone calls, the phone rings all the time. What's going on about this? Well, why don't you come to a meeting, or why don't you sit in on a committee, or would you like to join this? If it's a question that is something regarding themselves that they want something to get done, or there's a complaint or something, of course we send them to the town office, but follow up with me if there's anything more. Yeah. People appreciate that. So
going back to the original question, though, is about making those tough decisions because people will give you their feedback. You have reports from administration, which is their recommendation. And then we all have our own personal self-beliefs. We all have our own personal moral compass. Who wins in that scenario? Is it the best judgment? Is it the best call? Or is it multiple factors?
Multiple factors, absolutely. Because I have worked with some amazing counselors, and the conversations that we have at those tables, there are things that you never think of on your own. Yeah. And it's so good to have that wide variety of, somebody might be an engineer, but somebody else might be a receptionist and there's something from everybody that you can learn from. And you may not think of that very special idea that somebody has, and you're like, wow, that's a great idea. And then that might become the idea.
While you have the best information when you make those decisions at the present moment, is it hard to admit when council has made a mistake and said, oh, we didn't have this information, let's revisit it? Yes,
for sure.
Do you think more people are willing to accept the fact that you admit when you're wrong than people accusing you when you're wrong?
Oh, yes. Yes, and we have talked lots about putting things out with social media. Yeah. Getting the news out, getting the information out about what's going on when, and trying to be proactive about that.
Okay, so I'm going to turn to my the segment now, and that's about the town of Qu'Appelle. But before I do that, I just have a bit of a preamble I have to say before I ask the question. This is a conversation between the councillor and myself. This is not a motion of council, not a direction of council, not a policy of council. She needs a majority of council members to pass anything, move anything, or make directions of administration to do anything. So this is her opinion. It may line up with what's going on at council, but at the end of the day, it's still her opinion. I will get emails about this no matter how many times I say that. So... In your opinion, Councillor, at the time of recording this, in the middle of April 2025, what do you see as the biggest challenge that is facing Qu'Appelle today?
Tax dollars.
What do you mean by that? Not enough? Or?
We do not have enough tax dollars. We have some major funding issues. We are with a regional water plant. Our portion of that is $2.8 million. We have 635 people in our community. The tax base is very low for what we need. Plus, the ISIP grants that we have received in the past, those water, what are they? The infrastructure.
Yep.
They're all coming to their end of life. We even have some that are cast iron. Cast iron, I believe.
From the 60s and 50s and 40s?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
What?
So we have some...
I'm the only reporter who would ever find that fascinating, but here we are in 2025. Okay, so I'm going to ask the $1 million question. I think you know this answer, but I think you're, as a council, is trying to come to it. How do you solve that issue? Because... you don't want to grow your community on the backs of the people who are there, because last time I checked, things are costing a lot more than they used to about 10 years ago. But on the flip side, it's costing a lot more to do infrastructure projects as well. So how do you see yourself in your role as council and working with council to address those issues?
Well, I know we have done some strategic planning and some deciding on which areas we need to fix all at once. So this area is very important. We've done the
strategic plan?
No, oh my gosh.
Asset management?
We've contracted to find out which areas are more important to fix.
Yeah.
If there's problem areas. So we kind of know where we need to focus on. There's a lot that needs done. So we pick a certain area each year and try to focus on it. So
to sort of piggyback off of that, do the residents understand that though? Because John down the street from you probably says that pothole in front of my house is the most important pothole and the council has done nothing, but Sally's pothole 4 roads away, streets away, is worse condition. So when you tell John, we'd love to help you, but unfortunately, we're not able to fix everyone's this year, because unless you want your taxes to go up 30%, and I'll introduce you to a mayor in BC who did that, did not end well for that council, you can't do it.
That's right.
Are they understanding?
For some, I believe they are.
Okay.
But there is the odd, loud.
Again, never going to please 100% of the people.
That's right. But I think if you come up with why you are doing what you are doing and not just do what you're doing, let people know what's going on.
Yeah. So on the flip side, we talk about the challenges, which every municipality has its challenges. What's the good things that go right in Qu'Appelle? What's the thing you look at and you say, you know what, this is why I'm proud to be representing this council? It's
a great community.
Okay.
I'm completely biased.
I would imagine you would have to be if you're a councillor for 3 terms.
I grew up there. A lot of my friends are still there. A lot of my friends come back to visit family that are there. And I've raised my family there. So I love that community. And I wanted to give back. So
I'm going to ask my favorite question now. And this is because I'm selfish and I like to know about the communities before I come visit. And I'm coming to Qu'Appelle. I'm actually coming because you're about to tell me where I should visit as a tourist. What is the hidden gem that Qu'Appelle has to offer that you say, if you come here, you have to see this? What is that X factor?
And
I don't want the thing that's on the masthead. I want the thing that people should know about.
There's so much.
Yep. Sophie's choice moment here for you.
Yeah.
You have to pick what child is better.
Yeah. But we have an amazing, nature. We have amazing nature. We're a small community. We are not surrounded by the typical flat, barren land of Saskatchewan.
I feel like that was a slight at all of southwestern Saskatchewan. Just putting that out there. Michelle McKenzie, Mayor of Maple Creek, may want to build some trees. Okay.
But you're in kind of a little oasis.
Yeah.
There's walking trails. There's, beautiful landscape.
What do you enjoy doing? Is there a place that you can go and decompress in?
I have my own decompression. I have horses.
Okay, I thought you were going to say alcohol.
So, yeah.
I was like, we need to have another whole conversation.
That's another issue.
But it's horses?
Yes. Yeah. And I have a bunch of riding trails. And so it's...
So there you go. If you ever want to find the counselor, head into the horse trails, and then you can find her there. But
yeah.
My final question, and because I know there's about to be another session here starting at the SUMA Convention 2025 in Saskatoon, what makes Qu'Appelle such a great place to live, to work, and to raise a family?
I think it's the whole community.
How so?
It's a very close-knit community. There's so many people that we know, and if you don't know them, you will know them.
Is it one of those communities when there's a tourist comes through, everyone knows that there's a tourist in town?
Yes, it's like, who's that guy?
And is it one of those communities that you know where your kids are because the bikes are in front of someone's house?
Yes, it definitely is. We have this open-air market, and every Saturday in the summertime, there are tons of kids around, and they have learned also, if you show up early, those people from the open-air markets are going to give you a little something to help them unload their cars.
Love it. Councillor, I want to thank you so much for sitting down with me at the SUMA convention and chatting. I know you were apprehensive at first, but I think we did well.
Yes.
So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for tuning in for another episode of Cross Border Interviews. Now, if you've enjoyed today's episode, be sure to hit that subscribe button on your favorite podcast platform or on YouTube. We also want to take a moment and thank the Saskatchewan Urban Municipalities Association for allowing us to come and attend this year's convention in Saskatoon, but also record these great interviews on the Cross Border Interviews. Now, if you haven't already, be sure to follow us on social media. And if you want to learn more about the communities and the people we feature on this show and our sister shows, visit us online at crossborderinterviews.ca. Your support means the world to us. So share this episode with your friends, your family, and yes, even your community, and help keep the conversation going. Until next time, stay informed, stay engaged, and we'll be back with a brand new episode of Cross Border Interviews soon. Till then.